Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to my math channel online, to all my lovely audience. So today I would like to continue with my previous video about the factorial topic. And we have just learned from my previous video about the simplification of the factorials. In this video, I will make one further step, which is solving the factorial equation. After this, I will have one very important video about the mix-up combination between fundamental counting principle, permutation, and combination. So I will mix up all the problems together, and probably I might present it on live stream, but I don't know. I'm still getting a little bit nervous. I don't know how do I going to make my next video, but stay tuned for that. Whether I will present absolutely, I will use my computer for our next topic, because there's a lot of typings, right? There's a lot of word problems, and I don't think my board can hold on the word problems together. So it will be a challenging task for me for my next video. However, I will try my best. And now let's enjoy this video about solving factorial equation. And today is such a beautiful day of the summer. I hope everybody will enjoy the summer times with on the sunshine and gets going to work as well. We have a lot of energy to learn math. Okay, so let me show you the first equation and how we're going to solve it. So on the board, I have the question 1, say, and our topic is solve factorials equations. So we have 3 factorials multiply with n minus 1 factorial divided by n minus 3 factorial equals 72. And of course, the n have to be bigger or equal 0. And remember, 0 factorial count at 1. Now, let's do this. So first, I am going to try to cancel the factorial at the bottom first, okay? So on the top, I will have 3. Factorial means 3 times 2 times 1, and I don't have to put times 1, right? N minus 1, just leave it for now. Factorial. At the bottom, I'm going to expand this bracket, become descending order, right? Actually, let me see. You know what? I'm going to expand. I'm going to leave the bottom as the way it is, but I'm going to expand the first one, right? So we have n minus 1 times n minus 2, and of course times n minus 3 factorial equals 72. So now by expanding, going descending down by 1 level in time, right? We have n minus 1 bigger than n minus 2 and bigger than n minus 3 by 1 level. So now I can cancel the n minus 3 factorial on the top with the n minus 3 factorial at the bottom. So I left with this number is 6 times with, I'm going to multiply these two brackets together. So I will have n squared, right? N times n squared. N times minus 2 is minus 2n. 1 times n is minus 1n. So minus 2n at minus 1n is minus 3n. And the last term, of course, 1 minus 2 is plus, negative times negative is positive, plus 2. And equals 72. Now, at this point, I'm going to divide out every left side and right side by 6, right? So by doing that, I can cancel this. And 7 divided by 6 is how much? Is 12, right? 72 divided by 6 is 12. No, sorry. 72 divided by 6 is 12. So 12 times 6 should be equal 72. That's right. So 72 divided by 6 equal 12. So we can cancel this as well. So now we have a n squared minus 3n plus 2 equal 12. I'm going to move the 12 over to the left, and positive moreover will become negative. And I put 0 here. So I will have n squared minus 3n. 2 minus 12 is minus 10 equals 0. At this point, I'm going to split this. I'm going to say 5 times 2 equals 10. And of course, I will assign the correct side for these two numbers in such a way that I add them. I got 2 minus 3. And that's how I factor this quadratic expression. So the n will go to first bracket. Another n will go to here, minus 5 will go to here, and plus 2 will go here, equals 0. So set one bracket equals 0 at a time, I will have n equal 5 for the first bracket, and n equal minus 2 for the second bracket. However, the condition have to be n bigger than or equal 0, so this will be rejected. And we left with one answer, n equal 5. And that's how we solve the factorial equation. So I hope that you can follow me. Now, I'm going to go to the next question. And I think that the light is getting a little bit dark. So I'm going to have to turn on the light a little bit. Okay, so now how it looks better. I'm going to do the next question. And the next question, the way I approach, let me see. Again, we want to cancel, right? We can cancel the factorial. So which number is bigger? We have this bigger than this. So I'm going to expand the top, right? So on the top, I will expand it. 2n minus 1 become 2n minus 1. Factorial will time with 2n only, right? So we're going to go, no, sorry. 2n minus 1. The next will be smaller, which is 2n minus 2. And the next will be 2n minus 3. And of course, going down up to 3 times 2 times 1, but we don't have to, right? Therefore, we can make a factorial, stop right there and put the factorial. This will be just 2 factorial. And this one is 2n minus 3 factorial. So now, and that equals 10. So now we're going to cancel this, and we're going to cancel this because they look alike. So on the top, we have no longer to have a factorial. We can multiply this term together. And the 2 here, it's just like the same like 2 times 1, which is just 2. We can kick this 2 up here and make this become 20. So the top we can time together. So 2n, but let me see, hold on. Let me see which one is the easy way to do it. So let me factor out the 2 here, right? So I will have 2n minus 1 time when I'm going to factor out the 2. And this will become n minus 1 as well. And therefore, I can cancel with the 2 down here, right? This number 2 here, cancel with 2 here. So this will be keep at this 10. It should like to make them small instead of, I can kick this, make it become 20, but let's do this way. So, so now I have 2n minus 1 times n minus 1 equal 10. Let's multiply this term together. So I will have 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times minus 1 is minus 2n. And minus 1n will be minus 3n. And the last term, minus 1 times minus 1 is plus 1. And I'm going to move the 10 over. So it will be minus 10 equals 0. So this will become 2n squared minus 3n plus 1 minus 10 will be minus 9 equals 0. So the 9 here will become, we're going to have to factor this, right? So I'm going to do sideward here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we factor the quadratic function. So I'm going to split this, right? Become 2 times 1. I'm going to put it here, 2 times 1. I'm going to split this, become 3 times 3. And I put it on the row, right? Down below it. Now the position, you have to be careful, right? The way you put it is important so that you don't get the wrong adding or subtract or whatever. So 2 times 3, I'm going to do cross multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I'm going to try to add these 2 numbers in the way that I can make it like minus 3 in the midterm here. So I will assign the 6 is minus 6 and the 3 is plus 3. So when I add them, it equals this term. Now I know that my products look on right, so I'm going to circle the first circle and the second circle. At this point, I'm going to get rid of this. It's just for testing, right? So the 2 bracket will go in here, and the 2 number will go in here, and 2 number from here will go in here. So the first number is 2n, and this side is adding, right? So I'm going to pick the adding side, 3, and this one is n and minus 3. Because I'm going to pick the negative down here for this circle, right? So I check plus 3 times minus 3 equals minus 9. So it's correct. Nothing wrong with that. So my factor is 6. So now I'm going to set one bracket equals 0 and solve for n. So I will have 2n equal minus 3 if I move this over, right? And n will be equal minus 3 over 2. And this one will be n equal 3. Now it turned out only one correct answer because the negative we don't want to have. The condition will be n have to be bigger than equal 0 again. So which only accept this answer, n equal 3. So that's how we solve the second equation. Now I'm going to progress to the last equation for you. And I'm going to erase this bar so I can continue with the last question. So in the meanwhile, don't forget to register to our mathematics online school, Teachable School of Canada. Now it's a free public education, and every student across the world can register to my school. I will help you as a just like a tutor, just like a friend with a friend on Zoom support if you have any question. So don't forget that fact. Now let's go to the next question. So I'm going to solve this one, right? So let me copy down this. So we have n plus 1 on the top divided by n minus 2 factorial equal 30 times n minus 1. So how are we going to solve this equation? One way we can kick this up here and multiply them together, but I will just try to cancel it first. So this number bigger than this number, so I'm going to expand the first top. I will have n plus 1 times n, right? And plus 1 times n, remember descending order going down, time with n minus 1, time with n minus 2 factorial divided by n minus 2 factorial equal 30. I'm going to multiply through, or just leave it for now, 30 times n minus 1. So cancel this because they look alike. Now I have on the left, I have n plus 1 time with n minus 1. On the right hand side, I have 30 times n minus 1. Now I'm going to use a shortcut method, right? Because anything on the right can move to the left and change the and divide them down, right? Multiply become divide. So if I move this and I divide down here, this is going to be canceled, right? This group divided by this group will be canceled out. So as long as they look the same on left side and right side, and they exactly the same side, this is positive bracket, this is positive bracket, you can just cancel them if they look the same, right? So now I will multiply this through, which is I will have n squared, right? This is cancel already. So I left with this n times n squared plus n, 1 times n. And I'm going to move this over, minus 30 becomes 0. So this is the form of quadratic equation, right? So again, we're going to factor out the quadratic here. And I'm going to split this becomes 6 times 5. And I'm going to assign the correct side for this to get back to the positive here. This number have to be plus, and this number have to be minus, right? Plus 6 minus 5 will give me plus 1 for the midterm here. So now I'm going to factor this, become 2 bracket. N will go in here to form an n square, another n have to go here. This number with the same sign go in here, this number with the minus sign will go here. N equals 0. So now set each bracket equals 0 and move it over, right? We'll have n equal minus 6. And the other one will be n equal 5. However, any n factorial always have this condition, right? N got to be bigger equal 0. Now we have n minus 6, so we're going to reject one's root, and we're going to pick this one. That is our answer, n equal 5. Now, because this is the last question, and I want to prove to you that our answer is correctly, So I'm going to substitute the n equal 5 back into the original equation and see and check if left side equal right side, right? So I'm going to perform the last step to prove it to you that nothing wrong with the way I solved the factorial equation. So let erase some of this board. And I'm going to show you. So this part, right? I'm going to say check our answer, right? And prove it to you that if left side equal right side, because if we substitute back and we don't get left side equal right side, mean we solved wrong, right? So let's prove it to you that nothing wrong with the way I solved the equation. So let me, now when we check, we have to substitute our result back into the original equation. So let me copy down our original equation, which is n plus 1 factorial divided by n minus 2 factorial, and our right side is 30 times n minus 1. Now the way we check, we say that we will pick the answer n equal 5. So I'm going to substitute the n equal 5 into the left side and the right side, right? Wherever the n is there. So I'm going to substitute the n by number 5 because that's our answer. So on the top, we have 5 plus 1, right? 5 plus 1 will become 6 factorial. At the bottom, we have 5 minus 2, which is 3 factorial. And on the right-hand side, we have 30 multiplied with n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 is 4. So now we're going to expand and simplify. So this will give us 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. Down here we have 3 times 2 equal 30 times 4 is 120. Now let's cancel the 3 times 2 here with the 3 times 2 down here. So we have 6 times 5 is 30, 30 times 4 is 120. And of course, 120 equal 120, left side equal right side. So our answer n equal 5 is correct. Nothing wrong with that. So that's the way we solve the factorial equation, and we check it. And I show you, I just want to show you one question for checking because the rest I know that I'm solved correctly. So I'm not going to bother to check for the other question. But I show you at least one question to check it, right? So you will believe me. Okay, so I hope that you follow me. And again, if you like the way I present to you and you think that my teaching is really good, you can just register to our school online. And don't worry, if you have any problem, just book in advance with me. We will have some support for you. That will be privileged because you have a private tutoring and you also don't pay for it. You have free education offered to you, and you can strengthen your algebra skill. And you have any question, we will work together, right? Maybe there are some questions out there I not be able to do it, just in case, right? Of course, I will most of the time I will know what I'm talking about. However, nobody knows 100% and nobody perfect. So we will work together as a team to explore our mathematics concept. And I hope you enjoy my video and everyone have a nice week. I want to end the video here. And thank you for watching and stay tuned for our next chapter. I am planning to create and develop a next course, which is online, which is mathematics of finance. Now that will be fun. And that would be very useful, right? This course is equivalent to the first year university. And I believe that if you are working as an entrepreneur or business or taking any business course in university or any math course in university, this is so useful. This is the mathematics of finance. And this will be a tough course. Okay, so, but that will take a long time, right? So right now, just enjoy what we learned so far. You can register to our school if you learn the calculus. First, introduction to calculus. Second, introduction to calculus. The full set of calculus will give you a strong confidence when you enter the university. Also, recalculus Math 12, which is give you strong, solid background in all the topics of the Math 12 curriculum, including trigonometry, probability, and factorial, like we just learned so far. So these are the very important courses if you would like to understand about mathematics. And STEM subject is very important. Technology in advance is changing in the fast speed. Sometimes we left behind, but the mathematics build on the basic concept and then just build on top of each other, and it never changed. So that's good news about mathematics, even though it cannot be omitted in terms of advanced technology, because math and any science or technology going together. If you learn technology, you need to know a foundation background in math. So at least in mathematics, you don't have to run to try to reach, like we're changing from one cell phone of Apple to another cell phone, right? This concept is stay forever, 100 years, 1,000 years, or whatever. We build on that and we never omit it, never change. So at least in mathematics, you can build a strong foundation without afraid that you're going to lose it one day. No, stay wherever. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed my video of online, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye for now.